Episode 183, Gracefully and Frankly. Hi there from Pender Island, British Columbia, where it's 20 Celsius. I'm Erin Davis.
I'm Lisa Brandt, and I'm melting.
No.
I'm in Port Stanley, Ontario. Oh my goodness, we're under this heat dome and whatever you want to call it, heat event, or I just say it's stinking hot and I'm not going out in it.
Yeah, well, okay, give us some ideas. A lot of our Gracefully and Frankly listeners are in Southern Ontario. Thank you.
Yep.
But we're growing, and we have a new promo, by the way, that you can listen to when you go to listen to the Gracefully and Frankly episodes. It's right there. Just to kind of tell people, if you say, hey, I listen to Gracefully and Frankly, and people say, what's it about? And you go, oh, yeah. So anyway, have them listen. But for people who are not right now in the thick of the stick, tell us what it's like. What does it feel like, Lisa? Because frankly, I don't remember. It's been 10 years.
Well, Gracefully. It's 31 degrees right now with a humidex reading of 42. So if you're speaking Fahrenheit, it's well over 100 degrees. It feels like it anyway. And it's so still, and it doesn't move out overnight because it doesn't get cool enough. And there's a chance of a shower or a thunderstorm every day, but then it's going right back up again the next day. So it's just how it is right now. It's my least favorite weather. And I know it's better than winter and you don't have to shovel it and all those kinds of things, but I'm allowed to not like it and stay indoors. So there you go. So I'm drinking lots of water and staying inside. And people with breathing issues, I mean, that used to mean other people, but I have asthma now. And it really gets affected by this stuff. So I was making a little grocery list, and then I looked at Derek and said, I'm not frickin' going out to get groceries. I'm not going to do it. I can't do it. I run hot anyway. So it's just a little too much. And I feel for people, oh my goodness, like my brother, as we speak, his central air is broken. And he's been waiting all day for someone to come, like he's got somebody coming in an emergency capacity or whatever. But they're seeing other people as well. And he's just frying. And people who don't have air conditioning or maybe have a window shaker, it's just, I feel for you. It's really rough.
Are people going more into Lake Erie? You're on the shores of Lake Erie there. A lot more action at the beach these days?
I'd have to be outside to know that.
Oh, of course. Sorry.
Although I do see pictures, I see photographic evidence, and the beach is packed. But we've also had an issue with a couple of our smaller beaches having bacteria levels that are too high.
Yep.
To go in. So the main beach is fine. And of course, people gravitate to the beach, which is what we love. Come here, spend your money, see our merchants.
Of course.
I make no apologies for staying inside and staying cool. Derek's been working in the garage, which is now basically his workshop, and he's showering a couple times a day, changing his clothes a couple times a day. But he loves it. It doesn't bother him.
Well, as we record this, it is Wednesday, Canada Day, and we have so much to celebrate in this country of ours, including moving on to the next level in the World Cup. Canada continuing our historic World Cup run with the win over South Africa, and now playing Morocco at 1 p.m. your time on Saturday. It'll be 10 here in the West, and everybody knows their own time zone. But that's going to be in Texas. So it's too bad that even as a host country, we didn't manage to have home field advantage, because what a break it would have been if they could have played in Vancouver in low 20s temperatures. But I'm sure they're used to it.
I'm sure they are too, but it makes me laugh. I mean, I'm as thrilled as anybody about Canada's historic run, but it's so funny to hear myself when I'm doing a newscast or whatever saying, oh yes, it's in the round of 16. Never spoken about the World Cup in my life, ever. And it's just so funny. We're learning so much, and now Canada finally gets a win. But I mean, Paraguay knocked out Germany, and I just, somebody gave me the score, and it's like, well, does this mean anything? Well, yeah, this is massive, but how would I know? So you have to do our research to figure all that stuff out.
That's right. That's why we're not going into a lot of depth about what's happening at the World Cup, because we stay in our lane, mostly. But anyway, good luck to Canada on the 4th of July in Texas against Morocco. And I understand Morocco is a pretty good team, but hey, so is Canada.
Yeah, it's really funny when the Canadians come out with their skates laced up, though. That's the weird part.
Yeah,
but
sure.
maybe that's why they win, yeah.
Well, speaking of a game changer, which certainly skates in soccer or football would be, you texted me with this tip that you got last week. Now, we are all about the hot tips, and it doesn't have to be gossip. This can be like just little fixes that make your life so much better, like the ones that we got on my Facebook page about the heat and, sleeping in a wet shirt or putting towels in the freezer and that sort of thing. Some great tips, staying hydrated. But yours has to do with sleep.
My issue, everybody seems to have an issue with sleep. You don't. I have so much envy over your ability to sleep. It's amazing. Don't take it for granted, sister, because so many people can't. So I had seen this thing on Instagram and just sort of thought, it's kind of silly. And then we were at dinner with friends. And as it turns out, Carolyn, one of the friends, has been doing this. And that is eating a kiwi every night before she goes to sleep, and she said that it really does work. So she sent us home with a mitt full of kiwis, and then I went and got some more. Erin, you would not believe it. I've been eating a kiwi before bed, and I'm not selling kiwis, so this has got nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
It is a game changer. I've only done it 4 nights so far. Tonight will be my 5th. But I not only fall asleep, I stay asleep. And staying asleep is one of the biggest things for me. If I have to get up and go to the bathroom, I come back and I fall right back to sleep. It's absolutely amazing. A kiwi before bed. And it turns out that tons of people have been doing this for years. And it's almost like you get to give yourself a little treat. Now, Derek tried it. He tried one night and then 2 the next night. And he said, you know what? I can't do this experiment anymore. I'm out. And I totally get that. Have you heard of it?
I have not. I only know that when Lauren was a baby, and babies get constipated, somebody said, give her kiwi. It's just a blaster. And as I recall, it worked because there's so much fiber in it. But what's the science behind it? It's not like you've got tryptophan that's in bananas or something. What is it?
No. It's apparently serotonin.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to remember what else. All I know is it working for me anyway. And really, when you look at all the other stuff, like the sleep aids and the juices you can drink, that's basically liquid Benadryl.
Uh-huh.
What's it going to hurt to eat a kiwi? Now, they're like $1 a piece.
Oh, are they?
So that could be a thing for sure. But I'm going to keep going for a little while and see if it continues to be the little magic thing that it's been so far. It's just, and it's calming. It's very strange. I don't even know how to describe it, but there's something about a kiwi at night.
Well, I'm trying to think of a movie star that I would say absolutely. But anyway.
Apparently, kiwi also has melatonin in it, which is not really common. And of course, it's got all these antioxidants and everything else. But the experts do say to eat 2. Well, I've only been eating 1, and it's been absolutely fine for me. So it apparently helps with the sleep cycle, and that's why it does it. But I feel this calmness from it.
I love that. Kiwis for life. That's fantastic. Okay. We have to check in with you in a week. And this has been a crazy week because remember when we used to have to choose when we were working, as a lot of people do, okay, are you going to take the Monday and Tuesday off and tack the Wednesday holiday on? Or are you going to take the Wednesday for Canada Day and get Thursday, Friday? So, when Canada Day is in the middle of a week, it kind of screws things up. And it would do that with your sleep cycle, too. So check in with us in a week and we'll see how your kiwi sleep experiment's going.
Yes, we'll do a kiwi update next week as well.
And has the fiber had any difference?
None whatsoever, but I do tend to eat a lot of fiber anyway. I'm pretty good about that.
Okay, good.
Cauliflower and all,
Cauliflower. Are you getting your Canadian cauliflower on yet, girl?
Yes, there are some. Yeah.
Good. Yay. Well, we have an absolute winner when it comes to helping you sleep. And it could be $1 a night. I don't know, because for the length of time that we have used our Envy pillows, they have paid for themselves over and over and over in kiwi, in a lack of neck pain, and in good sleep. when you get to sleep, in Lisa's case. But we're talking about the Envy pillow. And we're not kidding about this. It's not your $10, $15 pillow from Walmart. It is a beautifully crafted and shaped pillow that travels with you. It's great for your skin because it has copper infusion, which gets mites off your skin. And it's so good for your neck as well. We could sing its praises forever, but you really should go check out this all-Canadian company and their guarantee and everything that they've got.
envypillow.com. That's ENVY pillow.com. And you can take a pillow test and find out which pillow is right for you as well. Use the code GF for 10% off your purchase.
Another great thing for your skin, of course, and we learn this as we age. You're born looking like your parents. You die looking like your choices. And for me, my choices have been to be a sun worshiper in the earlier part of my life. And now I'm fighting the brown spots. I'm paying all the money for the retinol and all of that kind of stuff, when really stopping fighting using sunscreen would have been my answer all along. Now, I'm not selling sunscreen here. We only do commercials in the body of the podcast for Sierra Sil and Envy Pillow. So you know us. We're not going to try and pull the wool or the copper-infused sheets over your eyes. So what we're talking about here is sunscreen, because, Lisa, you are the goddess of sun protection.
I started using it kind of early on the recommendation of a dermatologist, sat there with me, showed me how to put it on, and gave me the brand names I should look for. So Derek credits it for my youthful-looking skin.
Yeah, your
I don't
skin
know if
is
it's
beautiful.
youthful-looking. Is
It
it?
is.
Well.
I think it's the kiwis. Okay.
Yeah, exfoliating with them, yeah.
Well, exactly. And do you slice them or do you eat them like an egg out of a cup?
Slice.
Oh, okay. Just checking.
Yeah.
So back to sunscreen. Now that I'm fully into it, I think I know about sunscreen. Well, I came across an article that said, oh, no, you don't. And then I thought, well, I wonder if Lisa and everyone who listens to Gracefully and Frankly know these facts. So I'm going to put you to a little bit of a sunscreen quiz here, because it's really informative and you may even learn something, my dear.
Okay.
Use an SPF of at least what?
I think they suggest 15.
35. At least
Wow.
35.
Who's the source for this, though?
Oh, it's the American Academy of Dermatology.
Perfect. Okay. All right. Yep.
I'm glad you asked. But no matter how much or what level of SPF we use, we are known to put on less sunscreen than we need for optimal protection. Why? Because it's bloody expensive. Yeah. That's why. And we don't reapply often enough either. Okay, so Lisa, you are finally leaving the house. The temperature has gotten below hell levels and you're going out. When do you do it?
At least 15 minutes before I leave.
Correct. They recommend 15 to 20 minutes before you go out. I didn't know that.
I did.
It's the last thing I do before I leave the house. I just go to the bathroom, I put some on, and hopefully it doesn't look like I'm wearing some kind of a white face mask. But if that's the price, you can get nice tinted ones too. Mm-hmm. All right, you're right about that. Do you need to reapply then?
Yes, you do. If you sweat, if you're swimming, probably. I tend to do it every 2 or 3 hours anyway. I put another little layer on. I have some dry powder that I like to put on so I don't have all these layers of
goop.
Yeah, but you do need to reapply. Yeah, it won't just last forever.
It says apply again an hour later. An hour later.
Wow.
So that's to add that extra layer once the first one has sunken in. So you could even set a timer on your phone to remind you to put on another layer.
But I will tell you this, though. If you put 50 over 50, you don't get 100.
No?
No, but some people think that. It's like, okay, I put 50 on, then I'm going to put 50 on again. I'm going to get like 100 SPF, and it just doesn't work that way.
If you have that cool spray sunscreen, you don't need to rub it in, do you?
I never use that stuff, so I don't really know. I would imagine you do, but I don't know.
You do.
Okay.
It says no, but you should rub it in. And if you do use it, make sure the area is well ventilated. You don't want to breathe that. And don't miss the 2 ignored spots, the tops of your feet and your ears. Okay?
Yeah.
And if you do them both at once, ears and feet, you're very popular at parties. Okay. As for the sunscreen sticks that are good to keep in your car or whatever, pass it over the areas that you want to protect 4 times. Just don't go sweet and you're done. No, it has to be 4 times.
Wow.
And did you know that the average swimsuit-clad body, you should use at least a shot glass of sunscreen every time?
Yeah, that
Oh
I
my
did know.
God.
Yeah, I watched Tabitha put sunscreen on her kids, and she is great with it. And she gets her hand in a whole cup full of the stuff that she puts on. Just one kid, yeah.
And that's your grandkids.
Yep.
So for your face, neck, and ears, it should be about a quarter coin size in your palm. Mine, never enough. It's usually like a Subway token size. I never use enough because I'm cheap. And, you know, when you think of what I've spent for exfoliators and laser, I mean, where do you spend the money if you're going to do it?
And here's the other thing, Erin.
Yes.
The sunscreen does have a best before date. So you may as well use all that stuff up. That's how I look at it. I'd rather use it up and buy more than have half a can and find out, 3 months ago it stopped being optimal. Well, I'm not taking a chance when it comes to that.
No, and you're right. You know me, I hate best before dates.
I
but
know.
on your example and recommendation, I have thrown away a lot of sunscreens. I have. And yes, of course, you have to reapply after you've been in the water, even if it says it's water resistant. Every time, wear a hat to protect your head. I've got 2 women friends right now, Lisa, who have had cancers removed from their heads, right in their hair. It's painful. The hair has to grow back. And yeah, you can use the same stuff you use on your face and your neck on your head.
Can I throw one more in there?
Well, absolutely.
I just learned this from a skin expert in London, Ontario, and she swears by mineral sunscreen because she says it's like putting little rocks on your face and that it actually helps deflect the sun away more than just add that protection. So it's not only protecting it, but it's actually deflecting, according to her. So she says she always uses mineral sunscreen. And the other thing she told me is that if your makeup has like a 10 or 15 or whatever, you would have to put on so much makeup to make that active. Just pretend it doesn't have any at all. That was a shocker to me because I have something that's got like a 15 or 20 or something like that. I can throw that on and just get away for a little while, but it's like having nothing.
Well, hopefully there's been a few things in here to enlighten you. I certainly had my eyes open. So thank you, Lisa. I'm listening. I'm finally listening. Yeah.
Well, thank you. You taught me a couple things, so I appreciate that.
Well, watching all the celebrations and the speeches and things going on across the country for Canada Day, it's been really neat to watch. Also, the fundraising for 24 Sussex Drive. It's already at over $100,000 just in the first few days, and they're aiming for, $50 million, huh?
Yeah, what do you think of that?
I love it. I think that because it is the people's house, you know, like the White House is supposed to be for our American neighbors, and then that's just all going to the highest bidder, and all of the money is going into Trump's pocket anyway, which we know. Here, it's being run by an actual foundation, and people are donating to it, and it's part of our heritage. Why wouldn't we want to donate to something like that? I don't know. I love it.
I love it too, and one of the reasons, well, there are a couple of reasons I love it. One is because it's just not the same old, and it's got transparency, and it's opening it up to us, really. And the other thing is, there's nothing like being told that they're going to spend a certain amount of money on something and having no say. This way, we all have a say. We can all contribute if we want. We're being told if there are going to be bigger bidders or whatever, we're going to know who they are. It's not like Carney is even doing this for himself. He's not going to be sitting around a golden press room because he's changed everything. He won't even get a chance to live there. So it's part of Canadiana, not just a part of partisanship. I mean, we're so different than them in so many ways.
Oh, my God. That whole thing on the mall has been so much fun to watch. Lisa, in the U.S., we're talking about that big Great American State Fair or something where the members of the band have outnumbered the people in the crowd. But I heard the best joke last night that it's so sparsely attended that the porta potties are lining up for people.
Oh, now that's good.
I know.
Oh, my goodness. And the reflecting pool and everything else. So, yeah, I'm thrilled with the way this is going to go. I mean, of course, people will argue with it, but what is there to argue with? You don't want to give, you don't give. And if you do, you do.
It is. It's been officially uninhabitable and vacant since 2015. Why the heck the leader of the opposition is in Stornoway is just beyond me. I don't understand it. But everything is so political, right? I mean, if Trudeau was to stand up and say, we are going to be renovating 24 Sussex, then the hue and cry would be just, oh, you're so elite, blah, 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 blah.
Exactly.
It's obsolete wiring, water damage, rodent infestations, and that's not a political statement. And the average donation, Lisa, what do you think it is?
I don't know.
$257.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Which is kind of funny. I know a lot of people who are saying, I'm going to donate $24, or I'm donating my Danielle Smith money from Alberta and stuff, just to rub it in. But over in England, meantime, there have been renovations to Buckingham Palace. And I guess you've heard that the King and Camilla are not going to be moving in there after all.
Yeah, I guess they like where they're living. Oh, it's just so tiring packing and unpacking. I mean, so tiring watching the people pack and unpack for you.
That's right. Well, they've lived in Clarence House forever, right?
Yeah.
And they'll be the first monarchs not to live in the palace since 1837. But get this. The taxpayers funded that renovation, and it was $500 million.
There you go.
Okay, Sussex Drive is a long, long way from Buckingham Palace, and
not just literally.
Yeah, exactly. 775 rooms? Oh, my God, you couldn't find all the nannies with that many rooms.
Andrew could, but anyway.
Yeah, you're not wrong about that, sister. We have some new listeners to Gracefully and Frankly right here on Pender Island, some friends of ours, and we were over for cake the other night for a neighbor's birthday. That was yesterday, Canada Day. She turned 84.
Nice.
And he was asking me about Sierra Sil, and I was telling him all about it and what it is. And he said, well, there's only one bottle at the pharmacy here on the island. And I said, well, okay, get it. And it's so easy to talk to somebody about something that you believe in. I mean, imagine how awkward it would be. You can tell us about kiwis because they worked for you. I can talk about Sierra Sil because it's got the science behind it and years of research and testing that has gone above and beyond. Plus, it's a Canadian company. You can practically see over to Vancouver from here where it's marketed and sold. And really, if you haven't tried Sierra Sil, join Formula 14. It's an anti-inflammatory. And this guy has had a couple of knee surgeries, and he's a very active young senior, as we pretty much all are on this island, schlepping lumber the other day. That's a whole other story. But honestly, Lisa, it's a game changer, and I love that I was able to talk about it honestly.
Yeah, for sure. And it makes a difference to everybody in our Gracefully and Frankly family, really.
It does.
We've all been taking it, and all can certify that it actually works. Check it out on the website, sierrasil.com, Sierra like the mountains, SIL.com, and the GF code that you have will get you 14% off your purchase.
And I also told Dan, keep the receipt, because if it doesn't work within 14 days, like the promise, you just take it back to our pharmacy here. I remember hearing about back in the day, before a lot of people had air conditioning, folks would go to movie theaters to try and stay cool, or to theaters where they had ice and fans and that sort of thing. Yep. It's still a good place to stay cool and usually have a good experience.
Usually you have a good experience, but it's getting more and more so, apparently, that people are misbehaving. This is my problem with concerts anymore, is that I have to listen to the guy or gal next to me singing, and I can't hear the people who are supposed to be doing it, and I'm a bit of a grumpy old fart when it comes to that. I'll freely admit it. But it's happening at the theatre, like at a Mervish production in Toronto or something, where people break into a sing-along, and that's not what other people went for, or they're answering their phones, or they're doing whatever else that's annoying to other people. So now they're offering chilled performances And what that means is the lights aren't completely dark. You can make some noise if you want. You can sing along if you need to. You can come and go as you please, and nobody can get in your face about it. It's called a chilled performance, and it's got nothing to do with the temperature of the theater. What do you think of that?
I can just imagine. Okay, as someone who did strut and fret my hour upon the stage, on the boards, as it were, at the Winter Garden Theater in Cinderella one year, I can tell you that everybody on stage can see what you are doing.
Yep.
And when there's a light on your phone, it's distracting. I'm trying to remember my lines, and I'm terrified. So if you're just out there getting up and walking out, how does a performer not take that personally? You might as well just sit on the stage, have a cigarette, and say, this job sucks. You know what I mean? It's just everything is death of a salesman. I don't love the idea, but you know what? If it brings more bums into the theater and it introduces children or people who have not had the theater experience and are afraid that it's stuck up, maybe this is a good entryway point, like Candide was for me to the opera, because I'd never been to an opera. So they said, okay, go see Candide. That's a really good first one.
I think it's just select shows. So everybody knows ahead of time. The performers know, everybody knows, and it's advertised this way so that, okay, you can't keep your pie hole shut
During Rent.
Right. Or yes. Or you're expecting a text from your babysitter and you're going to, light things up in your row, whatever it is. Then come to the chilled performance where it's not going to be, people do complain about it being so pitch dark that every little thing becomes a distraction. And that's true. It really kind of does. If somebody lights up their phone, I want to give them a throat punch.
Even my watch.
Yes.
Yeah, my watch has a theater mode on it with two little masks. You turn that on so it doesn't light up every time somebody sends you a text during the show.
Right. You don't even have to be looking at it sometimes. Not everybody gets the whole etiquette thing. A lot of people still think they're in their living room. And on the one hand, the good part of it is it maybe means more people are going to performances that haven't before and they're getting to have that experience. But on the other hand, I'm not snobby about it at all, but I sure don't like it being ruined by somebody else's inconsideration of how the theater is and watching the performance. I'm even like that in a movie, as you know. Mm-hmm. But part of it is hearing, and I am laser focused. Some of us are like that. We like it to be quiet. So go to the chilled performance, will you please, whoever you are?
What I wouldn't have done to be at the Obama Library for the big sing-along screening of Hamilton for the people's birthday celebration.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I think it's time for This Week in Totally Stupid. What do you say, Lisa? Kicking off July here with a brand new edition of Twits. What could be more Canadian than saluting the city of Ottawa and their idiotic sign makers? There were purple signs that festooned lampposts and other places that are festooned. There's not enough festooning goes on these days, don't you find, Lisa?
I love to hear festoon. Yeah.
Me too. The signs were to bring attention to the open mall concept of Centertown and Bank Street. Purple signs that said Placette, a small place, Public, a small public place. But, L. There was an L missing from the sign, and it said Placette Pubique. The pubic place, the small pubic place.
If there was one at the end of a runway, that would have been great. A landing strip?
Yes, exactly. It does sound like a waxing studio. The Placette Pubique. So, yeah, the signs came down within a day, but you have to ask, who were the twits that this got by in the printing process, and do they still have a contract as of July 2026?
Okay, great question, but didn't somebody have to approve the proof? The proof is a proof.
Yep, you're absolutely right. There was no proof.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. And as we wrap up and people make their way to bodies of water to try and stay cool, not you, Lisa, there's a big event this Saturday that Karen let us know about in Haliburton. Now, we're not going to be doing, public events every week, although it is kind of cute. This hour has 22 minutes used to do it. But this Saturday in Haliburton on Straggle Lake, they're recommending everybody do this in a lake across Canada at noon local time. and that is the Canada Day Lake Dunk. Go out on your dock, sing "O Canada," jump in the lake, and celebrate our Canadian love of nature and fresh, clean water. All lakes are welcome to join. So that's what they're doing on Straggle Lake, big Straggle Lake alert. They're going to be doing it on the 4th of July.
Well, if they can get everybody jumping in at once, I wonder how that would affect the lake level.
Good point. Well, whatever you're doing to stay cool, I know what you're doing, Lisa.
Eating ice cream.
Staying inside.
Sending my husband out for ice cream.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. That's how you do it.
As for my fellow freelancers, if you happen to care, with it being the long weekend in the U.S., that means it's going to be quiet for you. So it's almost like some time off.
Yeah, almost. Well, take good care, and we will be back with you next week for episode 184. Let's keep celebrating Canada and hopefully a Canada win on Saturday. Woohoo!